What's going down? How you guys doing tonight? For those of you who have absolutely no idea who the hell I am, my name is Fearless Cummings. Welcome to Ask Fearless. I will be your coach, your certified life coach for the evening. Let me get started here. Give me one. What is that? Sorry about that. Give me a second so I can get us prepared. But in the meantime, how are you? Good, I hope. Hold on one second. Privacy, edit, public. All right. My boy Jer Bear, my right hand man. Sister-in-law Rebecca, I'm pretty sure will be coming around the mountain. My team is coming. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. When you're doing something like this, again, I know that people are gonna walk in. I know that people are gonna show up, and your people. Okay, I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another new person, hopefully, that's gonna be with us for a while. She's kind of doing her own thing, but this is my friend Naya, Nye. I don't know if I can say her name. She has a beautiful name. But anyway, so let's welcome Naya. Welcome. She also, hey, now will you put your information up so we can check out your stuff? She is absolutely amazing. I'm just saying in general. My girl Renita, the mad scientist. I love it. Hello, how are you? I was just gonna kind of get us started. So here, let me share my screen before we begin, because y'all already know what I'm about to do. Jerry says welcome. Everybody's saying welcome to you. Naya, I don't know what other podcasts or YouTube or Facebook things that you've ever been on where everybody is extremely welcoming. But here at Ask Fearless, this is what we do. Yeah, you know, here's the thing, you guys. Naya is like really big in the media space and social media. She has a hell of a following in general. And she said, you know, what is the one thing that you can say or that you call your people? And so, you know, I really haven't called this anything. Family, obviously. But then I thought about it today. And I think I'm going to moniker. I think that the moniker for you guys should be the fearless few. I'm going to tell you why. Because to do what we do, there's only a few of us willing to take full accountability of our lives. Am I right? There's only a few of us who are willing to do what we're willing to do. Just saying. So today, what we're going to discuss is the 7 ways to break down a problem. Most of us think we know what a problem is, but just like I've been sharing with you guys for the last 27 days, round of applause for us, for you, thank you for stopping through. Thank you for stopping through. Some of us have no idea what some of these words mean. Okay? And as your life coach, as your host, as your facilitator, my job is to make sure I give you what you need in order to make it in general. Whether it's your dreams, goals, aspirations, your problems, the things that you either want to be, do, have, give, or go in life, my job is to help you get there. So without further ado, thank you guys. Let's get the ball rolling. What's going down? Welcome back. Again, I am your host, Fearless Cummings. So here's the thing. I want to make sure everybody understands and knows that there's usually a 60-second gap to what I see and hear. So if I ask you a question and you answer it, it's not that I'm not listening, but it's going to take a second for me to hear it and respond to it. So if I ask you a question right now, I have to wait obviously 60 seconds for you to respond. But just because I've already talked about something else does not mean that I forgot what I asked you or that I forgot what I talked about. See, that's the part about listening. Matter of fact, I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna talk about that shit tomorrow because some of us are horrible listeners. Before we get started, let me get a roll call. How you guys doing? How are you guys? Before we get started, how are you? How is the fearless few? How do you guys think about that moniker? What do you think? The fearless few. Because there's only a few of y'all. Like I said, a dude told me, like, man, you don't have that many people on your live streams. I said, shit, I got enough. I'd rather have a few of us that hold ourselves fully accountable, who are willing to put the work in, than have 1,000 people and not one of them are trying to do shit. Just saying. There's enough of us. Feeling stressed and overwhelmed. What's going on, Jerry? What's going on? Jessica told me that she'll try to be here. Her daughter was sick, so they're at the walk-in or urgent care, whatever that's called. On okay, perfect. Well, here's the cool thing, Jerry Bear. Today we're gonna talk about 7 ways to break down a problem. So you know what, you, I think you came to the right place today. And again, man, you're amongst friends, you're amongst family. So this is what we're gonna do, right? This is what we're gonna do today. This is what we're doing. So anyway, let's um let's kind of jump in a little bit and kind of explain a little bit about who we are, what we're doing, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Before I get started, you already know what I'm needing. Can I get a hell yeah? Can I get my hell yeah before we get started? Can I get a hell yeah before we get started? Pretty please. Renita, my mad scientist. Rebecca, my amazing sister-in-law. Jerry, my right-hand man and brother from another mother. Miss Naya, if you're with us, can I get a hell yeah? Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. All right, yeah, let's jump in and let's see if we can help my brother out a little bit. And so today we're gonna talk about problem solving, 7 ways to break down a problem. Right? Written and created by me. So as before, what are my credentials? Who am I? Fearless Cummings. I've been teaching. I've been coaching for about 23 years. Um, on my show, we talk about our dreams, goals, aspirations, and problems. We also talk about the tools, techniques, and strategies that you need to overcome some of those things, right? So, anyway, one of my certifications, I am a certified therapeutic coach. I graduated from the Meta Institute, which was in Golden Valley, Minnesota. My Certifications are practitioner of NLP, neuro linguistic programming, master practitioner of NLP, hypnotherapy, and cognitive behavioral therapy as well. Good evening, Yadi, which I didn't get from the Meta Institute. I got that certification from another place. So your boy's certified up. I got a bunch of other ones too. I just didn't feel like going through all of them. These are the ones you need to know about. I'm also certified in CPR and first aid too, and ass wiping if you really want to know. Just throwing it out there. So, what are my qualifications? I've had my ass handed to me more times than one, and back to tell the tale. Those are my qualifications. So, like anything else, I come with a warning. The warning is if you're easily offended, this isn't for you. As my brother and sister will be more than happy to share with you what you've won if you have soft skin, if you don't like taking accountability, if you don't want to do the work. Jer Bear, Rebecca, tell these people what they've won. Let them know. See, I used to tell you, but I don't need to anymore. My few will do it because we're all about that same bullshit. That we're all on that. We got the best smelling person in the world, Miss Yachty. We got the mad scientist, Renita. What? What did my sister say? She said swipe left. What are we talking? Fuck off. That's what my bro Jerry says. And I gotta back him. Y'all can kick rocks, P. This ain't for you. But if you're willing to put in the time, put in the work, put in that dedication to yourselves and everybody else around you, welcome to Ask Fearless. I couldn't ask for anything better. Let's jump into it. So, as your fearless life coach, host, and facilitator, what am I here to do? Well, first off, let me make sure that you guys can see the screen a little bit more. How about we start there, right? You may also need to turn your screen to the side to see some of this stuff, but I also read everything to you as well. Okay. Um, what am I here? I'm not here to motivate you, inspire maybe. Right, but that's not what I'm here to do. Motivate you. Because you don't need motivation. I'm not gonna coddle or sugarcoat anything. Like, and none of us will. Kind word, yes. An inspiring word, yes. Sugarcoat coddling you, no. We don't do that. If you're not here to do the work, you're not gonna get the credit. Period. Number four, we're not here to fix you because you're not broke. I say we because we come as a team. That's how we work this. Okay. So, what am I here to do? I'm here to give you some tools, techniques, and strategies that work. Now, when I say that these are strategies that work, what I'm saying is they work because I know they work because this is not a one size fits all type of thing. I'll give you some tools, techniques, and strategies, but sometimes it may not work for you. We may have to try something different. And that's the part about accountability that I love talking about because I hold myself accountable. So does the rest of my crew. Up, hold on, people. Sorry, hold on, hold on. Oh, Jerry's calf is cramping like a son bitch right now, trying to stretch it out. Okay, okay. Hey, Rebecca, stretch that out for him. Stretch that out. Y'all been together for 12 years plus. Stretch it out for him. Huh? And again, that's about taking accountability, right? Responsibility for your life mates, for your hubby wubby. Stretch it on out. Number two is boundaries, right? Not only for ourselves, but everybody else around us, y'all. Okay. Last but not least, my favorite, those rules, regulations, and principles that you're going to carry with you like a badge of honor. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Today is day 27, y'all. Day 27. You know what this means. Y'all know what this means. Come on, man. Don't act like you don't. Clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. Huh? Clap for yourselves. Other way. All right. Clap for yourselves, please. Why are we clapping for ourselves? Because if you don't clap for you, who else will? Hmm. Come here. Thank you.
That's great.
Hold on one second. Sorry about that. We got our kiddos and all that stuff. Sorry about that. Had to talk to my kiddo. Right. Anywho, sorry about that. So this is day 27. Again, we started what almost 30 days ago. Okay. And now we're still here. We still got some more to go. We got 83 more of these to go. Okay. But this is live. I was going to say free, but I took that off. It's already implied. This is live coaching, training, and Q&A. Meaning if you need me, I'm here. This is what I'm here for. Okay? All right. Now, repetition is key. We've already talked about that. But for our new people, we're going to talk about this all the time. Repetition is key. Anything worth knowing, learning, teaching, or understanding revolves around that one word. What is the word? Repetition. Okay? So, please grab yourself a pen and pad or whatever you need to focus. Snacks, drinks. Bring your dreams, goals, aspirations, and no problems too. Write them down because we're here to talk about it. We're here to work that shit out. Can we work it out? That sounded so perverted, but I'm just throwing it out there. Like my friend Jesse says, I don't write, I swipe. Just because people don't show up don't mean I'm going to forget talking about them. She said, I don't write, I swipe. Wonderful, I love it. Or you can screenshot. Whatever you need to do to get this information, do that. Okay? Okay, Fearless. Okay. Sorry about that, man. Man, you know what? I should have had some of my tea. All right, y'all. You already know what I'm gonna ask you. What's my three questions? Number one. Now you're new to this. Now you're new, so I don't expect you to have them. But for everybody else, do you have your top five values, your constitution, and your pledge or your oath? Do you have them? I can't continue until I see at least two or three of y'all respond. I need to see something. Do you have them? Like I told you before, I don't care if your constitution only got three right now. As long as you got it, that's all I need. Do we have them? Yes, one. That okay. Okay. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. So we're gonna work on that. Not tonight, obviously, but we will work on that. If you guys need a really fast way, if you guys need a really quick way to get this going, I got you. I got you. She said I have my constitution. Okay. You still got your five too. Renita, I know you got your five. Jer Bear, where we at? In theory, I'm struggling to get them on paper. Not a problem. I'm gonna show y'all something that's gonna help y'all. You okay with that? I'm gonna show you some. Yachty, what's up with you? While you sitting over there being quiet. Naya, Miss Yachty, Miss Yachty be over there playing sometimes. She over there playing. She'll sit there, she listens intently and don't say nothing. But she does participate when we ask her to. So, Miss Yadira, are you with us? Do not embarrass me tonight. Yachty! Where you at, Miss Yadira? There's that beautiful smile. That's what I like to see. All right. So again, like I said before, I can't tell y'all about my stuff. I can't ask you if you ain't got about yours if I don't have mine. This is mine. We already know this is my top 6. Okay? I didn't do a top 5. I did top 6. Right? This right here is my constitution. Right? The first 3. Be the best father I can be. Second, know myself. I don't want somebody to figure me out before I do. That's how people are unalived and people sitting in the penitentiary. Okay? Number 3, never assume anything. Figure it the fuck out. And I'm also go number 4, always seek knowledge. That's the acronym for ask. Always seek knowledge. Okay? Put it out there. Always be learning. Okay? Here's my oath. Right? I talk about this every morning. What do I tell people? I tell myself every morning, I am not a victim. Number 1, I am a nation. A nation. I live by a constitutional code in which I created. A code built on truth, guarded by boundaries, and governed by my accountability. I will govern my life with these laws, not with excuses, with these boundaries, not with bargains, with these principles, not with pressure. I am the author. I am the authority. I am the architect of my life. That's my thing. If you guys allow me to, I will help you write one up too. And because Jessica, who's not with us tonight, is such a show off, let me tell you what she did, Jerry. Jerry, I'm going to show you what she did. This is hers, ladies and gentlemen. Jessica is a show off. Just want to make sure you know it. Jessica went on out. She created her code. She has her top 5, and she has her principles. And then she sent it to me. I said, oh no. I said, Jerry's going to be pissed about this. I said, Renita's going to be pissed about this. I said, Rebecca going to be on your ass on this one. I know. My bro said, teachers bet, show off. I said all that shit to her last night, Jerry. I said all that shit to her last night. I said the crew's going to be pissed at you. She said, that's fine. She said, that's fine. I'm just saying, that's what she said. All right, you guys. Because she said, no, I'm cool with it. Way to go. I knew y'all would be, man. I knew you guys would be. All right, so, Naya, I know you're new. For anybody else, again, my name is Fearless Cummings. Welcome to Acts Fearless. Today, we are talking down and breaking down how to break down a problem. 7 ways to break down a problem. Okay? This is what we're talking about. This is what we're doing. I am your host, life coach, facilitator, trainer at the moment. This is what we do. We are a family of few. Like I said, we don't need 100,000. We got us. We all we got. I don't know if y'all remember that movie. What is it? New Jack City. It's like we all we got. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, right? All right, so here. So as we begin, this is the cheat sheet. In case y'all need to run and go do something, this is what we're going to talk about tonight. Identifying the core problem, defining the desired outcome, list what you want, identifying those gaps that you're missing, breaking things into small pieces. Elevate your options and take the first step. And then if you stay to the end, I'll give you a bonus one. That's pretty cool. I like the bonus one, right? So without further ado, let's get it started. Can I get a hell yeah? Oh my God. I love it. I don't know if you guys can tell. I love doing this. I love doing this with us. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love us. I don't know what everybody else does, but I love us. I'm just saying. We've spent a lot of time together. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we've spent close to 40 hours together within this last 27 days. Just throwing it out there. I don't know if you know this or not, but we've done that. What? 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 That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Jerry Bear. Thank you. Renita, the mad scientist, the Baker squad, our ranchers, the Baker squad, the ranchers, and awesome smelling Yachty. So Yachty smells great. All right, so let's get it started. Okay, so number one, what do we need to do? First and foremost, man, when we have an issue, yes, you did. Yes, you did. But you're with us. And you can always go back and rewatch them. Same thing I told Naya. Same thing I told Jessica. And our buddy Bang That he couldn't be here. He's in California. But I told him, hey man, just go back and rewatch him. It's all good. But you're here now, so that's all that matters. So number one, we need to identify the core problem. For those of y'all who are just now starting with us, the first thing that we were always talking about is the intention. We always started off with the intention, which is the what. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Right? Then the second thing is the why. But what? What are we doing? Second thing is why are we doing it? So the question we're asking here is what's really going on here? Right? And what we don't want to do is we don't want to confuse symptoms with the root. What does that mean? I should have used a different picture. What I mean by that is you can't get apples and be hoping that eventually it's going to bear oranges. It's not the right roots. It's not the right seeds. So you can't consistently keep saying, this is what I want over here, but you planted some shit over here that has nothing to do with what you're asking for. Okay? We do that all the time, don't we? Most of the time, when you think about what the problem is, we talk about what we're seeing. Most of the problems have nothing to do with the manifestation of the physicality of what you see. It's 9 times out of 10, it's that shit behind closed doors that you're not looking at. If you think about, like again, I always talk about this, but I'm going to. When I was homeless, being homeless, I was not homeless because I didn't have money. I was homeless because I didn't have a house. You see what I'm saying? When you think about things differently, you'll get a different result. Okay? If you were to sit there and say, man, I don't want to live in this apartment no more, right? Or I can't afford to pay my rent. That's totally different than saying, I wonder what it would take for me to buy a house. You see what I'm saying? So we really have to identify what the problem is before we can actually go off and go fix it. That's the reason why he's sitting around looking at all them question marks. The hell's going on here? I don't know. Right? So don't confuse your symptoms with the root. Don't confuse what's going on as a cause of everything else. It doesn't work that way. Okay? Number 2, define the desired outcome. You got to define it. I was talking to Anaya today and we had this great conversation. And she said something along the lines of, um, why don't people know? I think it was, now you help me out with that question. Was it, was it, why do people not know what they want or something like that? It was something along those lines. And I think I said something along the lines of, because for the most part, most of us don't know what we want. She said, why don't we get what we want in life? And I said, because most of us don't know what we want. Right? Hell, we barely know what the problem is, let alone what the outcome is. You see what I'm saying? We do. I would love to sit here and tell you that, man, you guys will be okay. Well, this is gonna work itself out. Fuck no, no, it won't. Not all the time, right? You gotta know what the problem is first in order for you to know what the outcome is. If I would have been like, man, I'm homeless because I ain't got no money, I'd have been homeless for quite some time. You're homeless because you ain't got a place to stay. That is the literal definition of homeless. You are homeless, not financially broke, not mentally exhausted, not emotionally distraught. You ain't got a fucking house. There's your problem. Let's fix that first. Hey, what's up, Jessica? Let's fix that first. Let's define that. We defined it. What's the outcome? Let's get ourselves into a house. Let's get off the street. Let's get this boy out of this car. There you go. Right? So, what do I want instead? How will I know the problem is solved when I ain't sleeping in my car? I know the problem's solved when I'm not sleeping in my car. Right? Be clear on what success looks like. It's warm. I can think. Hmm? I can plan my next steps. Right? That's what our thing is, right? Sorry about that, kiddo. Love you. All right, so hey, what's up, Jess? Right, so we have to be clear on what this looks like. Can't be messing around, man. You know? All right, so number 3, list what you know. Think about that. What facts do I already have? Right? Think about that. List what you already know. What facts do I have right now? No job. Sleeping in my car. Matter of fact, I just got fired from that job. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Well, that's what's happening right now. Okay. So let's get a house. Let's get out of the car. What do I have right now? What's the facts? Well, I do have a running car. I do have a phone. What's the story that I'm telling myself? Hmm? Remember, I'm gonna go back. This is slide 20. If you look at my constitution, what's my constitution say? The number 7 says, my reality is governed by my excuses. Think about that. My reality is governed by my excuses. So if you want something better, change up your excuse. That's what I had to do. Change that shit up. Right? So let's go back. What facts do I have? I put myself in this situation with my child. That's the facts. Now, how do I get myself out of this? Right? You have to sort that emotion away from the evidence. What's the facts versus what's just fiction? Right? What's true versus what's not true? Come on, man. Get that shit figured out. This is how we're breaking down problems. List what you know. What do you know? Right? What are you telling yourself about what you know? Hmm? I did. Number 4, I love this one. Identify the gaps. Right? What information am I missing? Now, if you're starting a business, this is a great question to ask. Hmm? If you're trying to figure something out, this is a great question to ask. Remember that slideshow that I showed you guys about our learning curve, how we learn? And I told you that you want to be, um, excuse me, you want to be right at that dip. Remember when you go up, then you fall? And I told you right there's where you want to be. Can anybody tell me why you want to be there? Why do you guys want to be in that dip? I don't know if I can pull it up. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because you want to be there. Hold on, let's look. Okay, I don't know if I'm actually seeing. Matter of fact, okay, we got one. I got one. So y'all see this right here? Remember what we talked about? This is where you're gonna plateau at. You're gonna dip over here. Okay, you're gonna dip over here, but you want to be there because that's right after you get that. That's that aha moment. So when people say, "Man, I'm confused," good. When a person says, "I don't understand," good job. That's where you want to be. You want to be. What is this? I don't get this. That's where you want to be. Because before this, you didn't even know that you didn't know that you didn't know this. Right? If that makes any sense. If I never seen a pen before and I were to say, what is that? Oh, this thing writes. Oh, okay. How does it write? Blah, 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 blah. Now, this pen doesn't mean shit if I don't know how to read or write or anything else. But once I get that figured out, this pen becomes a sword. So you want to be confused. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with shit is when people, when they're confused and they don't give a shit. They don't ask for help. They don't want to fill in those informational gaps, right? Another question that I like to ask is, who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to talk to about this? If I had a problem, if I had a question about EMT type stuff or firefighter type stuff, who do you think I'm calling? I'm calling Jerry. I'm calling Jerry. If I wanted to create an idea of how do I how do I take blankets or quilts and make them into like pajamas or something like that, I'm calling our mad scientist Renita. That's who I'm calling. If that shit that she's making, that pie crust and all that, is as good as she say it is, shit, I'm calling her if I want to make something. Right? Just saying. That's who I'm calling. If I want to talk, if I want to learn, how do I talk to parents? Especially people who are pieces of shit. What am I calling? I'm calling Rebecca. Because she has to deal with that shit on a daily basis. See what I mean? If I'm out here dating somebody and I'm like, hey, whew, man, I want my woman to smell amazing. Guess who I'm talking to? If you said Yachty, You would be correct. That's who I'm going to. I ain't smelt the rest of y'all, but I have been around Yachty and Sweet Moses. Just saying, right? But find who you need to talk to. Just saying. Where can I find those answers at? I think that that's all we're looking for. Whenever we have a problem, sort that shit out, figure out. And again, even if I had an issue today, matter of fact, and I was talking to Naya about that today because first and the cool thing about it is I hadn't told anybody else what it was because they couldn't help me. I think there's a difference between when you're complaining versus venting. If you're just venting about some stuff, cool. Because for the most part, you don't really intend to do nothing about it. No way. But when you complain about shit, right? So when I was talking to Naya today, I explained to her what was going on. She told me exactly what to do. Why would I ask her? Because of what her job is. If I have any questions about something like that, I'm gonna go to her for it. Just saying. Know where you can find that at. Are you guys still with me? Say hell yeah. Let me hear you say hell yeah. For those of you just showing up, what slide are we on? We're about to be on 22. Today we are talking about 7 ways to break down a problem. I am your host and your facilitator of the evening, certified life coach Fearless Cummings, certified therapeutic coach, practitioner of NLP, master practitioner of NLP, hypnotherapist, cognitive behavioral therapy. Come on now. I could keep going, but I decided to stop. I decided to stop. People say, okay, what are them qualifications? Life. Where you at with it? Jessica, we also told everybody about your principles. I went ahead and showed everybody. I made your principles a part of our stuff. I would love to see the rest of y'all's so we can create some shit. Just throwing it out there. I would love to make y'all stuff a part of my slides. Jared Bear, what are we always saying? What's the how do you eat an elephant? My mad scientist, how do we eat an elephant? Jessica on the ones and twos. How do we eat an elephant? Yachty. Elephant. What are the many problems inside of this big one? That's always a big one. There you go, sir. There you go, sir. My guy said one bite at a time. That's how you eat an elephant. A little bit at a time. Yes, Renita. You right. A little bit at a time. You don't gotta eat the whole thing. There you go, Yachty. Yachty! Shy ass Yachty! Yachty! Right? But again, though, man, it's taking them big problems and we break them down into small things. You ain't gotta eat the whole goddamn problem by yourself. You ain't gotta chew on all of it right then and there. What happens? You choke and die doing all that. Stop that shit. You know? Can this be done in phases? What's the biggest part you need to handle first in this? This is a question that Jessica and I have talked about on multiple occasions, dealing with difficult people. What type of conversation do you need to have with this person? What type of paperwork do you need to put in for this person? Right? Who in the state do you need to be calling to get this figured out? That's what we were just talking about earlier. Just throwing it out there. Okay, take them small problems, then big ass problem, break that shit down. You got this. And again, you got the rest of us to help you. Job. My job. This is my thing. This is what I do. Right? Hold on. Let me go back into my. Let me go back into my stuff. Number 3. What is my thing? What's my top 5 or 6? Helping people find clarity. It's what I do. That also includes problem solving. But I'll tell you what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna trauma dump on me. Okay? We're not doing that. Not at all. We're not doing that. There's nothing wrong with venting. Get that shit out. And sometimes you're venting, unfortunately, there may not necessarily be a solution for it at that point, at that moment. There are some problems that, unfortunately, man, yee, not much you can do about it. You're just gonna have to let it do its thing. What do I mean by that? What about people ended up in jail? What can you do about that? You're not gonna get out tomorrow, especially if you're serving life. You better break that shit down one piece at a time. Life for you means something totally different than it does for people on the outside. I met people that just got out of prison that were more calm and more relaxed and more at peace with themselves than the people out here on the streets. If that ain't sad, I don't know what to tell you. If that's not sad, I don't know what to tell you. I've met people that got out of prison with more peace. That some of them were scared to come out here. They like, man, I'm just saying, prison done saved some people's lives, y'all. Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. All right, number 6, evaluate your options. You gotta look. If you remember what we talked about, the definition of responsibility is the state of being, what is that? Accountable or aware of what's within my control. What's within my control? Okay, that's evaluating your options. Options usually means that there's 3 or more. A choice, usually only 2. That's why they say you got a choice, either here or there. And when you have a choice, that's not an option, that's a dilemma. You know what I'm saying? If all you have is a choice, man, that's not good. Yeah, options are way better than choices. Just saying, especially in the game especially in that mental framework that we're working on, that we've been doing for the last 27 days. Right? Just knowing. Anybody got any questions so far? Anybody got any questions so far? You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. Matter of fact, starting tomorrow, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to start I'm gonna have to start giving out gift cards or something for the person who asks the most questions during this, because I gotta get y'all in the habit of asking questions. Even if you think you know, ask anyway. You know what I mean? Even if you think you know, we gotta ask. We gotta ask some questions. If I was sitting on the other end of this, boy, I'd man, I I would barely be able to get through this because I had so many questions for myself. Just throwing it out there. I would barely be able to get through 8 slides because I had so many fucking questions. Throwing it out there. Matter of fact, we're gonna make that final. That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a drawing. And here's the thing: it's not gonna be daily. It's just gonna be in general. In general, whoever has the most questions get something. I don't know what. We'll figure it out. But your ass gonna get something. Damn it. So what's within my control when we're looking at our problems, right? What's 3 possible solutions? Think about that. We're even when we're looking at our options, we're still keeping everything at 3 and more. We're still keeping everything at 3 and more. What are at least 3 possible solutions? And if you can't think of it, call somebody else. But call somebody who can actually help you. Don't be just calling people to be fucking calling them. Just to complain. We are the fearless few. We don't complain about shit. We handle it. We keep our hands up. We always asking for help. And here's the thing. We work as if nobody's coming to help us. That's what we do. Like I said, y'all inspire me. You inspire me to live by this shit. To remember why I did it in the first place. I'm telling y'all, man, there's love in this room. Just saying, just throwing it out there. There's love in this. Okay? And then last but not least, what's the cost of doing nothing? By show of hands, how many of y'all know somebody would stay with so much fright, with so much fear within them, that man, they don't do nothing. They sit there and they just let that problem linger. By show of hands, how many of y'all know somebody like that? How many of y'all know somebody who would just sit there and just let them problems linger? Hold on, sorry guys, I'm looking through this here. I'm trying to raise my goddamn hand. Here we go, found it. Here we go. Just saying. How many of us know people that that boy, they had all kind of problems and they act like there ain't nothing happening. They do nothing. And then when it gets progressively worse, to the point that it's like you got cold green, like red, black, orange, whatever those, you are up to bread. Like it's gotten that bad. And when you first knew about it, when you first heard about it, it was down here. You could have took care of it and you didn't. You didn't. Again, I mean, that's not us. You know what? That's not us. We ain't doing that shit. When we get some mail, we open it up. Bill collector or not. I don't have that issue, but if other people do, whatever. Open that shit up and deal with it. Go get yourself a credit advisory group, company. If your credit sucks, and again, this is not going into that. I'm just saying, go into them. Go ask somebody who can help you with it. When my credit sucked at one time, I think I was at a 650, 670 years ago. I hired this credit repair company. And one of the things that people don't tell you about them is that when you hire one of them, you need to keep them for 12 months. You got to keep them for basically 1 year cycle. If you really want to see what they're able to do for you, keep them for a year, especially if your credit sucks. Keep it for a year. They taught me a lot. I read a lot anyway, but they just reinforced a lot of the stuff that I already knew. What's up, Cam? Right? They reinforced a lot of the stuff that I already knew. My credit score is over 800 now. And again, I'm not saying that shit to be a braggart. Because my 7 years ago, when I showed y'all when I was homeless, or whatever, matter of fact, Cameron can even vouch for that. I was staying at our motorcycle clubhouse with my kid. Yeah. Just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. When my credit was 500. My credit was in the 500s. Hold on. Hold on. What are you saying, Rebecca? Oh, sweet summer child. It's adorable that you think anything in the 600 sucks. Folks be out here now 400s. Just wishing for a 600. That part. That part. And I get that. I totally understand that. And I would automatically ask is who amongst them are keeping their hand up, asking for assistance, asking for people who can actually help them to turn that around. Again, I'm not saying that it ain't gonna cost, but look at the cost of doing nothing. What's the cost of doing nothing? You know what I'm saying? I paid that cost. I didn't want to sit around with my credit being like that. You know what I'm saying? Cash is still king. Don't get it twisted. Second runner up is credit. What's your credit looking like? How many of us refuse to pay bills? I know people like that. I know people that refuse to pay bills. They talk about if I ain't going to jail, who cares? That's how they look at bills. It's not like they can arrest me. And then certain people wonder why they're still fucking broke. I'm just being honest with you. People wonder why you still broke. People wonder why you struggling. With that type of mentality, remember when we used to talk about that stink thing? How I'm telling you, we all know people like that. Ought to be ashamed of yourself, grown ass man. I'm just throwing that out there. Number 7, take the first step. What's one thing you can do today? What's one thing you can do today? Right here, right now. Even if it's, even if it's, I'm saying a mantra to yourself, man, things are gonna get better. Or what I used to say, boy, this is gonna make a hell of a story one day. Would you believe that I've been saying that since I was a kid? When I say a kid, since I was like 10, 11 years old, because I've always understood the power of a good story. I understood that when I was living here, going to Central Park, the original Central Park, before it turned into Westbrook. People in Omaha gonna know what I'm talking about, right? While they remodeled Central Park. Hmm? But what can you do today? You are not without options. You could do something. It ain't gotta be big, something small. Matter of fact, if you look at this, it says progress over perfection. Progress over perfection. Y'all want to know where I got that from? See, this is what I be trying to tell y'all. I pay attention to everything. Where's your? This is what. This is what Jessica wrote. Progress over perfection. As I was writing this thing up, I had to think about some stuff, and I couldn't think of anything. I looked at her. I looked at her principles. Okay, I looked at her, not only her guidelines, but I looked at her stuff. I'm like, oh shit, let me use this. Let me borrow this. Yeah, I'm a principal thief. I stole that shit. I borrowed that. I put that in my. I had to put her stuff in my shit. Progress over perfection. That's why I want to see y'all so bad. That's why I want to see y'all so bad. So I could take some of your ideas and run with it. That's how we build together, y'all. This right here is how we build together. This is how we help each other stay accountable. This is how we help each other stay responsible. Because when I know what you stand on, what you stand for, I can hold you accountable to that. Why y'all think I keep asking you, let me see your top five? Why do you think I want to know that so bad? Because I want to know what you stand for. I want to know if I'm wasting my time. I want to know if you're worthy. And I would hope that you would ask the same of me. You know what I'm saying? I like to think that we got something in common. Because at 8:30 at night, we seem to find each other, don't we? We seem to find each other, though. Again, remember, we always talk about um, repetition. A lot of what we're talking about right now, we've already repeated it. We've been talking about this for the last 27 days, and guess what? We're going to talk about this shit for the next 82 more. Like I told you, by the time we are done with this, there ain't going to be shit when it comes to this that you don't know. Nothing that has been drilled into your fucking heads every night. Over 100, we'll probably have over 170 hours together. Just saying. Doing the same thing. Restructuring how we think. Taking accountability. Building that fortress around our boundaries. Holding each other accountable for what we stand on. I want to know your shit just as well as you know mine. Because when your shit starts failing, you can be like, you know what, I'm at to borrow Fearless's shit. I'm gonna have to borrow Yachty's shit. I'm gonna have to borrow Jerry's stuff. I gotta borrow Rebecca's stuff. Because right now, this right here ain't working for me. I need to tap into somebody else's shit. That's why this is so important that we all know where each other stands on. Just throwing that out there. That's why I'm always asking you. To me, it's that important, right? Small wins build momentum. Every tiny little win that you make builds you up to that next step. Builds you to that next step. Okay? That's how that works. Every next step builds you to the next. That's how this works. Boom. Bonus, y'all. Bonus. So here we go. So bonus, reflect and reframe. All right. What did I learn from this? Again, what are we talking about again? We're talking about how to break down a problem. What do I learn from this? What is it that this could teach me? Not only what can this teach me, what can this help? How can this help people around me so that they don't fall through the same shit that I fell through? You know what I mean? I was talking to a young man. There was a guy on here named Bang That, BangDat, and I was asking like, hey, And I said that he was like my little brother. But and I asked him if I could talk about him tonight. He said it was okay. But my guy, I met him some years ago, right when he got out of prison, out of Lincoln. And he said, "Man, I don't know what it was about you. I just wanted to connect." I said, "Okay, cool. I ain't got no issues with that." But right now he's out in California, accepting responsibility for himself, in AA and in school right now to become a counselor because he wants to give back. So I said, "What are you doing in LA right now? Where do you live?" "Well, I live at this shelter thing right now." "Okay, what do you do for work?" "I work at this particular hotel." I said, "Okay. Um, what do you do when you're not at work?" "Idle hands, right? Idle hands." He said, "Man, I'm in school. I walk around. I try to help as many people as I can because I needed help at one time. And in Omaha, I couldn't get it. And it wasn't that people in Omaha wouldn't help him, it's that he couldn't focus to help himself here in Omaha. So somebody told him, hey, I know a way you can get $100 one-way ticket to Los Angeles. He said, I'll take it. Never look back. Been there for 15 months. I'm like, dude, I'm so proud of you, man. Proud of you. And he was telling me about some of the pitfalls that he'd been seeing and some of the people he wants to stay away from. And I said, here's the thing. I don't know what the 12 steps are and how they talk about that, but this is what I'll tell you as a grown ass man. I said, a lot of people will tell you that I don't want no drama in my life. I want to be drama free, this and the other. Like I told y'all, the only people that are drama free are in the cemetery. If you are breathing, if you are alive, whatever this shit is, you about to catch it. This is a part of life. Period. There is no escaping it until you're gone. That's it. So I told him, I said, listen, man, number one, you can rep Omaha very well while you're out there. And I said, don't turn down no opportunities. I said, man, just like people look to me for help, people will look to you for the same thing. You can let people know that, yeah, prison ain't fun. This shit ain't cool. It's not funny. If it saves you, it'll save you, maybe. But why go there if you don't have to? I say, man, you could be a beacon out on the west talking about what you went through. I'm like, I would listen to that. I would watch your podcast because I met you when you first got out of prison. I would love to hear some stories that you have. You see what I'm saying? What can we learn from this? How can we prevent this from happening in the future? Right? How can we see this from another perspective? And that's all I gave him today. Just a different perspective. He's like, damn, OG, I didn't even think about that. I said, that's okay, man. Like, this is my job, I think. I'm going to give it to you. Whatever you do with it, I'm with you on it. But my job is to give it. Right? But he's doing extremely well. So, hey, man, please reach out to me anytime you need to talk. Except for 8:30 to 10. Because I'm already doing this. And I'm going to ignore your call. But as soon as I'm off, I'm going to call you back. You see what I mean? So that's kind of where we are. So I would give you guys a final thing tonight, but I want to show you guys something, if you don't mind. Are you guys okay hanging out with me just for a little longer? Can I get a hell yeah? Are you okay hanging out with me just a little longer? I want to show you guys something. And I think that you guys are going to like it. You guys okay with that? It's a couple minutes longer. Okay, she said, hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate it. Give me a second. Let's go back into here's our reflection. Again, here's our cheat sheet. Remember, identify your core options, problems, define the desired outcome. Hold on. Thank you guys. List what you know, identify those gaps. Again, we're all talking about how to break down a problem. Screenshot this shit if you need to. Take this with you. Okay? Identify the gaps, break things into smaller pieces. We talk about that constantly, don't we? Evaluate your options. Like I said, an option has comes with three things. Okay? A choice comes with two. Remember that because I'm going to ask y'all that. I'm going to ask that constantly now. How many options? How many options do options come with? Or how many, whatever, I'll figure out how to ask it. But there's three. If I were to ask you guys how many steps come with a pattern, you'd say what? Number 7, take the first step. Okay. Said I wrote that down. I would. Thank you. When I asked you about them options. Okay. And then number 7 and number 8, the bonus, reflect and reframe. Reflect and reframe. There you go. 3. Thank you, Jerry. 3. Okay, so I want to show you guys something. And here's the thing. Y'all might be like, man, you cheating. Nah, it ain't cheating. It's not cheating. Because and Rebecca, I know you already know what some of this is. So I want to show y'all something right quick. Do you guys see what this is? This is ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Right? It's that old AI that everybody's scared of. I'm afraid of AI. As you should be. So why am I showing you this? Why am I showing you this? Because when we're writing down, watch this. This is what I want to do right quick, if you don't mind. How about this? How about you? I'm gonna pick on Yachty. Yachty, I'm gonna pick on you tonight. Yachty, to, I want you to give me your top 5 right quick. She said A1 steak. So what? A1 steak sauce, according to our lovely head of our. Oh my god, that's funny as shit. A1 steak sauce, according to our lovely head of Department of Education. I'm sure. Yachty, give me your top 5 right quick, dear. I need it. Because I'm going to show you a very quick, easy way to not only create your top 5 is yours, but how to create some other stuff for yourself. By tonight, we should be done with this. So tomorrow, I want y'all to send me your shit. Okay? I want to see it. Hold on, Yachty. Wait. No, your top 5. The ones you gave us last night. Not your constitution, not your oath, just your top five. You have, I think you have that one done. Okay, Jerry, throw me yours. You keep working on yours, Jody. Renita, let me get yours too, right quick. Rebecca, matter of fact, throw yours in as well. Yachty talking about I ain't got it yet. I ain't got it. Yes, you do. Yachty be bullshitting, y'all. Yachty be bullshitting. Yachty be bullshitting, y'all. Okay. Jerry, give me yours. Somebody just throw me your top five right quick. Cause I'm gonna show you what this thing can create for you. Boom, there it is. Thank you. Okay, so I need hold on. I want to create a, personal hold on. Personal matter of fact I'll call it code of ethics, if you will. Okay. Here are okay, hold on. My friend Renita Guyton wants okay to create blah blah blah. Here are a few of her characteristics. To my like I told you, my spelling is atrocious. Give me a second, okay. So Renita is belief in God. Okay, family. Oops. Friends. God damn. Um, oh, being crafty. Uh, health. Go you right back. What's the other one? Sorry. Health and what did you? Oh, sanity. Okay. And number five, weed. Okay. So as you guys are watching, look at it. See this? You see what I'm saying? It created seven things for that, but it basically wrote it up for you based on what based on what your five top things are. Now again, I already wrote mine out years ago before this, but this right here gives you your stuff. He said there's five going the pie. You see what I mean? Now, if you need me to, Renita, I'm going to send this to you. Oh, and check this out here. Um, yes, had a personal mission statement / oath. Okay, hold on. What we have? Okay, now listen to this. I don't know if you can read it, but I'm going to read it to you. It says, I am a woman of God, of grit, and of grace. I vow to live in alignment with my Creator, stay rooted in truth, and walk in love, even when it's hard. I will protect my peace, my honor, and my path, and express my soul unapologetically. I am committed to my people, my purpose, and my personal growth. This is not just a lifestyle, it is my legacy. What do you think of that, Renita? It comes out of everything that you said. It basically created all of it for you. You can go in and change up some stuff, but this is independently yours. Now, do you guys see what I'm talking about? There is no reason why we can't create our own shit. Not at all. Not at all. All I did was put in a few things about this woman, and it wrote all that out. So now she has her own mission statement. And matter of fact, here, let's see if we can create a, was it a logo? What is it? Create a logo esque type, oops, of um thing. I don't know. So I'm gonna take this, put it in here, paste it in here. Now let's see what it comes up with. Again, I don't know what it's gonna show. Again, you guys saw me type it in, so I don't know. But this is off of her, my belief, my values, words, friends, family, craftiness, health, sanity, and marijuana. I mean, stuff, stuff, stuff. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. Man, it's taking a minute to create your shit. Boy. All right, in the meantime, in between time, if you guys want me to, again, this is something you can download and just throw it in there and it'll create it for you. But make sure that you give it enough. Man, what is this thing making for you? I hope this thing is amazing. Goodness. Hold on, let me put this back. Um, let's say, instead of logo, I'm gonna say plaque. I say plaque. Create a. No, I'm gonna create a constitution. There we go. All right, it should pop me out something fairly cool. God damn it! No, like, god damn, look at that. It even created a whole constitution type thing for you. Um, motto. No, I'm looking for the one that I had, for the one I created for myself, where it's kind of like on that uh, "We the People" paper. Damn, I should have wrote that. Hold on, let me see. Oh wow, hold on. Created in the "We the People" oops style paper. Man, this shit's kind of embarrassing. Make it a certificate. Jerry said motto. Renita said make it a certificate. Yeah, shit, something. Damn, this is kind of tight. Do you see this? It says the Constitution of Renita Guyton. Preamble. We the women in pursuit of divine alignment, unwavering truth, and unapologetic expression do establish this Constitution to protect peace, preserve purpose, and proclaim a legacy that transcends trend and time. God damn. Yeah, I don't know. It might just be a late night thing or whatever, but I'll work on it tomorrow. Um and what I'll do is hold on. I'm gonna screenshot what I have right here. Okay. And Yadi, I will help you with yours tomorrow when you're here. I'll help you build yours. Jessica, obviously your shit's already done. But um yeah, it's not doing it tonight, so it's all good. Tomorrow, um, I will have you guys' stuff done, and I'll work on it tonight. Well, probably tomorrow, because I don't know what's going on tonight. Um, but yeah, so either way, that's what we'll work on. So tomorrow, each one of you guys will have your Rebecca. For the most part, everybody will have their shit. I will speak to Naomi as well to make sure she has hers. But tomorrow I have work to do, which is creating all these, and I want to make sure I get them to you. So I'm gonna not only create um your constitutions, but because your top fives are already done for the most part, right? We're just gonna take them, create those things, at least from what I know of you. We'll create it, and then we'll create an oath based on your top five, based on your oath and everything that goes with it. If you like it, run with it. If you don't, change that shit up and keep it pushing. But they will all be different because you're all different people. So this is just another fast way to get it done and then to live by that shit. Can I get a hell yeah? Let me get a hell yes. See, that's funny. See, I think AI is my dad. That part, right? That part, right? So tomorrow, I have some shit to do for you. All you got to do is show up. Here's another thing too, if you don't mind. When we're next time we're on, Do you guys mind sharing, what we're doing with other people? Because as long as we have our four, we're our crew, that fearless crew, that fearless few, the few, because there's only a few of us. I love it. And I would also add that we have to help people. Okay, we're about to be 30 in, and I don't want people getting upset with us, especially with you, knowing that you had all this shit to yourself and you didn't say shit to nobody. Just throwing it out there. Now, I would say if you want to keep me to yourself, that's fine, but people are going to hate your guts. I'm just throwing it out there. And I don't want people to hate my people, so let's for now on, let's start sharing, liking, sharing our stuff. Say what's up to the algorithms and all that bullshit. So we can so I can get that goddamn ranch that I want, and then we can go build our compound. Yay! I know it's weird, I'm sorry. But either way, I appreciate you guys. It's 10:01. I kept you a minute past. I appreciate you guys. And like always, get some rest and dream big. See you guys tomorrow.